The fake friend of Nolan Wells, Warren's dad, offers a $50,000 reward to whoever can bring forth information about Nolan Wells' death. Also, we're going to be looking at a contradiction in the stories of Fart, Nolan Wells' fake friend, and Warren. Two conflicting stories that nobody is talking about. Also, Nolan Wells' parents, along with Ben Crump, just showed up on a news station doubling down, saying that they do not know Tristan. Y'all are not going to want to miss this. Make sure y'all get the hypes up. We are doing an amazing job, because I believe if it wasn't for the internet, people would not be coming out with pictures, videos, and whatever they have. I believe the internet is putting the pressure on the people that's going to lead to an arrest on this Nolan Wells case. Let's get into it, y'all.
Ooh, things are getting spicy now. Warren's father tells TMZ that he's offering a $50,000 reward to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. On the same day that the other friend, Bert, decided to lawyer up and is threatening to sue people for defamation of character. Ooh, it's getting hot. You went to TMZ but didn't go to Ben Crump's office, where you know that there's already a $100,000 reward available for anyone that can point them in the direction of Nolan Wells unaliving. I think they're starting to fold. I think they're starting to turn on each other. You know why? Because the math is not mathing. On the same day that Officer Bad Body Built went on Nancy Grace's show and looked a fool, now you calling TMZ to tell them that you offering a $50,000 reward. And TMZ, why is y'all talking directly to the family? It's not even that y'all heard from a reliable source no more. TMZ is going straight to the family and communicating, so y'all in cahoots. This is the same judge that put out that statement, right? That's her husband? Okay, y'all keep saying that we shouldn't treat people like they're guilty if they're not guilty. Well, then you shouldn't be moving like you guilty.
So now Warren's daddy is putting up a $50,000 reward for any information on Nolan Wells' death. And I'm going to tell you why he's doing that. Bart done went and got an attorney, and he's going after all the content creators that are saying that he has something to do, or saying that he did in fact kill Nolan Wells. But the crazy thing about Bart is that the police report showed that you said that you were in Wyoming at the time. You haven't been down in Ocean Springs. But then Warren goes on an interview with, Detective Tatum and tells us that you told them out. And then we hear on the toll call, damn it, Bart, so you were there. And then looking at the photos now, that $50,000 Triton boat that Warren so far claimed that they took out there, they didn't take that boat out there. The adults rode that boat. They rode the little kiddie boat, the little smaller boat. They took that boat out there to Horn Island. And now people are pulling up photos from Horn Island and are noticing the adults in the photos and are now tagging the adults in the photos and going after them to determine what the fuck happened at Horn Island with Nolan Wells. Like Nolan Wells' quote-unquote fake-ass friend, the mixed boy Triton, whatever the fuck his name said, whatever the fuck his name was. When he went in the interview, he said, Ocean Springs is a tight-knit community. Ocean Springs looks out for Ocean Springs. Oh, that shit about to fall, baby. Because see, when you start going after the adults that were present at the island that had nothing to do with it, somebody's eventually going to say something that's going to connect the dot. Somebody's going to have photos. Somebody's going to have a video. Somebody's going to know something. And see, all of this could be avoided if y'all just come out and tell the truth and just be honest about what the fuck happened. Even if it was an accident, it's cool if y'all just come out and just say what happened. But no, y'all want to act like some pussies and cowards and hide behind your mommies and daddies. They not gonna save you this time.
So the question is, can these young men handle the pressure? I don't think they can handle the pressure. And in fact, I'm going to give them a little bit more pressure. Watch this, y'all. We have more conflicting stories, y'all. Shout out to Tisa Tells. This is from the Wyoming News. It says, Wells, 18, was found dead July 6 following a 4th of July boating trip to Horn Island in Mississippi, and the investigation has gained the attention of national media. Edmiston's, y'all know Edmiston's family released a statement Wednesday morning stating he had helped Wells July 4th. We just want to prove that Bart was out there, but we about to get to this bombshell, y'all. Bart Jr. believes that more than 20 passengers were spread across the two boats to witness these events. Others may have also witnessed from the water or shore. When Nolan's disappearance and death came to light, Bart Jr. freely and fully cooperated with law enforcement investigating the tragedy. He sat for interviews, answered all of the questions he was asked, and shared all of his recollection from July 4th, 2026. Bart Jr. also compiled a list of potential witnesses, including passengers on the boat he was piloting, to share with investigators. He allowed his phone to be viewed and shared, requesting photographs and videos. So it seems like Bart was cooperating, right? Bombshell information. Hundreds of Mississippi Gulf Coast residents journeyed out to Horn Island to celebrate the holiday on 4th of July. Home from college, Bart Jr. was amongst them. The statement said he piloted his own boat to Horn Island and piloted his own boat home. When a nearby boat suffered a mechanical malfunction on the afternoon of the 4th, Bart Jr. gave advice and direct aid to the distressed vessel. As a part of this, he boarded the distressed vessel. He boarded the distressed vessel, removed its transom plug. He removed the damn plug. It says Bart said he removed the plug, got back onto his boat, and towed the distressed vessel for a short distance. These actions allowed water that had accumulated on the distressed vessel to drain. So it says Bart removed the plug. Watch this.
When did you feel like, well, wait a minute, where's Nolan?
Right, okay. Well, running in was very chaotic. I mean, Nolan chose to stay on the island, so my focus wasn't on anything else other than the boat, you know, because if the boat doesn't get in, then no one gets in, you know. I don't want to sink out there on my buddy's boat, and no one does, but my buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat.
Oh! That's not what we just read. We didn't just read that Wyatt pulled the plug. What the hell did we just read? Because he said Wyatt pulled the plug.
My buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat.
What we just read is Bart Jr. gave advice and direct aid to the distressed vessel. As part of this, he boarded the distressed vessel, removed its transom plug, got back into his boat. So he said he removed the transom plug.
My buddy Wyatt jumped out and pulled the plug on the boat once we kind of got out there.
So who was it? Was it Wyatt or was it Bart, the one who claimed that he wasn't even there in the first place? Let's continue, y'all. See, this is what they don't want. They don't want us picking their damn story apart. What people fail to understand is that we've been through this time after time after time throughout history. Black people have been getting unalived by white people, especially in Mississippi, and no one has been held accountable for it. So with us just calming down and being quiet, that's something that we cannot do. I don't give a damn. History shall not go further with us being unalive and no one being held accountable for it.
Elmore, you heard that kid Trace in the interview say that he was friends with Nolan and that you guys would know him. Do you know him? Do you recognize him?
No, I don't. Just because you park your vehicle in someone's yard doesn't mean that they have to know you. Sounds more to me like he's more focused on getting people to know him and getting away from the fact that his so-called best friend is not here anymore. Everyone that they may have interviewed are at home. Our son isn't. Our son should be in college right now. We should be receiving phone calls from him about how his day went.
For those who lack the ability to understand what are we fighting for and why we don't want history to repeat itself, allow me to read off the history that has happened in Mississippi with no justice. Emmett Till, 1955, 14 years old, unalived, killers acquitted. Medgar Evers, 1963, civil rights leader, unalived, murder convicted 31 years later. Vernon Dahmer, 1966, NAACP leader, unalived in fire bombing, convicted 32 years later. We are not letting Nolan Wells be unalive, and we are not getting the truth when I'm 60 or 70 years old. Wallace Jackson Sr., Benjamin Brown, the Mississippi burning murders, Mac Charles Parker, George Lee, Lamar Smith, Clinton Melton.
Secret Service Sam here for a Nolan Xavier Wells update. And Dr. Benjamin Hudson, Warren Hudson's father, is now offering $50,000 as a reward for any information that could lead to the arrest of the person who had any involvement with Nolan Wells. Now, what's interesting is that everybody's been pushing the accidental drowning narrative. So, are they now admitting that foul play is possible? Is all the pressure from the audio being released and all the pressure of the news media coverage, does this have, you know, look, it's a good thing. We appreciate him for throwing some money on this because we all want justice for Nolan the same as everybody else does. Now, as we know, Tyler Perry, Terrell Owens, and Al Sharpton have $125,000 together. This adds it to $175,000 for anybody who can bring us information on what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells.
Nolan Wells disappears on the most popular boating weekend of the year. And you believe that? Let's look at the facts, shall we? This is where Nolan Wells was found, on the northwestern tip of Horn Island, mainly because these waters are very calm and relaxed and content, and you get a nice little view of the mainland. That's the reason why it's the most popular. Now, the northwestern tip can get highly congested on summer weekends and holidays like the 4th of July. It's heavily favored on the North Shore because it faces the protected, calmer waters of the Mississippi Sound. Provides a much easier, relaxing day. So you're telling me later on in the afternoon on the 4th of July, around 4:30 in the afternoon, even 6 p.m., he goes missing. And no one sees him on July 5th, which is still the most popular boating weekend of the year, aside from Memorial Day and Labor Day. Hundreds of people, thousands of people, still nobody saw him. Did you also know that some people even camp out on Horn Island and leave their boat anchored there? And then they go back onto their boat the next day, or they spend the entire weekend there? Not a single one of them claims to have seen Nolan at all. Walk into the water, fall into the water, nothing. He happens to be found around 8:45 in the morning on July 6th, which is on a Monday, when pretty much nobody's there.
That's the end of the video. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about the conflicting stories about Fart and Warren. Also, let me know what y'all think about Warren's dad giving a $50,000 reward. I know we don't have enough crayons to be explaining to people why we going so hard for our own people. But do not let these people guilt trip you and trick you out of going hard the way we have been. God gave you a voice to speak out, you use it. Y'all get in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Make sure you hype this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.